again. I'm here with Conrado, our head Muay Thai instructor. We're just going to talk about a few defenses that we've gone through in class, which are how to defend yourself against the front tackle, where somebody's basically trying to reach in and basically attack you somewhere around the thighs here or just above the waistline. And all of these techniques, when you're defending, I'm going to start, there's a, turn around this way. There's always a chance that in the process of escaping, the guy's going to latch onto your leg somewhere, okay? So in the process of defending yourself, if you get caught around the leg, so just get down to your knees, right? So if you do get trapped around the thigh or the calf, either way, you don't want to sit here and hang out for a long time like this because the guy's eventually going to take me down. What I want to do is get him off me as quickly as I can. So again, if he has long hair, I'll grab onto the hair with one hand. In his case, the easiest thing is just to grab his chin. And what I'm going to do is take this part of my wrist and I'm just going to push it right against the side of his nose. So he's going to pull onto my leg. Here, all I'm going to do is, and it'll peel right off. Did you feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right? You have to do it quick though, because he's not going to hang out and just sit here and hug me. He's going to try to take me down. So this has to be real quick. I grab him here, finger against the nose, and just, now, we'll start with the close defenses, which is where we're standing very close, we're in some kind of an argument, it's obviously a confrontation is going to start, and your choice is to try to take me down, right? So you're going to shoot in for some kind of a takedown, okay?
Okay.
All right. So the easiest way, the best way to get out of this is if he shoots in low, with his head low, is basically for me to get my hand on his head, one hand on his head, one hand somewhere in his shoulder or his back, and I just do the standard sprawl, where I just basically push my legs out and drive him to the ground, okay? So if we do that a little bit quicker, a little more real time. Okay? So from here, you can either release and stand up, or the way I was taught, once you get yourself in this position, you basically drop an elbow on the back of the head or on the spine, okay? That's sort of a defender's choice. That could be pretty lethal. And on any of these tackle defenses, the easiest way to get out is just to smash the guy's head with your elbow or his spine. But there's a lot of risk with that as well. So on that particular defense, my preference would be if you sprawl the guy out, just get back on your feet. You can kick him in the side, you can kick him in the head, but that elbow in the back of the head in that position is very dangerous, okay? So one more time, let's do that. He's going to shoot in. And I've got here. Now he's got one of my legs hooked. Preferably both of my legs are straight when I get into this position so that he can't basically pull me in, and put me on my back, okay? All right, thanks. Now, if he shoots in, there are a couple of different things that can happen. He can shoot in and actually get his arms around me with both of my hands underneath both of my arms, okay? This is actually, as long as I've got a good base, and notice here I posted back on one leg this is really easy. All I have to do here, this is a street fight, I can palm him in the nose, I can put my finger in his eye, again, there's a pressure point, right? So it's not too difficult to get a guy off as long as I can attack those soft spots. If he grabs me with one arm, right, so get lower, Right. So if it gets me in this position, at this level or even lower, where he's got one arm trapped underneath and I have one arm free, all I'm going to do is reach over, grab my hands, and I'm going to turn my body so that his shoulder lifts, and I'm going to sit down. So I'm just to take him down, okay? So if he comes in a little bit quicker and catches me in that position, I'm just going to roll him right over. And from here, I can strike, stand up, and get off, okay? Come in a little bit lower this time. Okay? All right. If he comes in and catches me around the waist with both of my hands in the air, so just, yep, so come in. So if he catches me in this position, again, all of these are only going to work if I've got a good base with one leg back. Here, I'm going to, in this case, I'm just going to put pressure on the back of his head with one hand. I'm going to reach under his other arm with this hand. Push this down, hook my hand on the back of his neck, and then just push down. Okay? So from the other angle, in, down, come here, and I can strike from here. I can mount him. I could even take an arm bar if I wanted to. So let's do it one more time. So from there, I want to look at the case of you charging me from a distance, okay? So if you just stand back there a little bit. So if he's coming at me and we're roughly the same body size, we're about the same weight, maybe a little bit lighter. But if he's running towards me, there's no way I'm just going to sit there and confront him head on, because I'm just going to go down. So the easiest thing to do is to use his momentum against him and just let him pass. So when I see someone coming at me, if I have time to think about it, I have to decide, do I want to pass him on my right or on my left, okay? If I want to pass him on the left, on my left side, I'm going to put my left foot back. If I want him to pass on my right side, I'm going to put my right leg back. As he comes in, slowly, slowly, slowly. Just slow motion to start with. So as he comes in here, if I'm going to pass him on my right, I'm going to hook his arm with this hand so that I can lift his arm up. I'm going to push down on his head, and I'm going to pivot on my left foot, like this, okay? So now if he comes in a little bit quicker, okay? Now bring it a little bit quicker. And if I want to do it on the right side, I just reverse everything. And the key here, this is not a 1, 2, 3. This is really all one motion. So if I'm going to pass him on my left side, I'm going to hook the arm, the head, and move all at one time. Okay? And in most cases, a normal guy on the street would have fallen to the ground in this. They wouldn't have stayed on their feet. And that fall on the concrete with that kind of momentum will be will be much more punishing on the attacker than it will me as the defender. Okay? Now, if I get caught, if this happens so quickly that I get caught and I'm not able to avoid it like that. So if you're coming and you make full impact, you're charging me, coming in here, I know at this point I'm screwed. I'm going to go back on my back onto the ground. What I want to do is first bring my chin to my chest so that when I land, if I land on the ground, the back of my head is not landing on top of the concrete, okay? And as he gets to me, I want to latch on to something. You won't have much time to think about this. It could be just his head. It could be an arm and his head. It may just be around both arms. But what I'm going to do, rather than try to resist, when I get caught in this position, I'm just going to sit down. When I sit down, his shoulder and head is going to drop, and he will roll right over the top of me. Okay? So let's try that with a little bit more speed. Now, if it comes fast enough, this is sort of the way it is taught to finish. So he rolls over me, I roll over him, and I get into this position with the headlock, okay? This will happen less than 50% of the time. What will happen, let's try that again. What's going to happen most of the time is he's going to come in, and I'm going to end up here. His fall is going to be a lot harder than my fall, and from here I can roll over and try to choke him, trap him, or I can just simply get back up on my feet and run away or fight. Okay? So we'll do that one more time. If you want to do it from a different angle. Okay. Come in. Okay. All right. Thanks. Okay, so those are the basic tackle defenses that we teach in the class. Again, in any of these, if Conrado had caught me in this position, the easiest way to get out of this at this point is to simply start dropping elbows in the back of his head. If he had one arm caught in this position, again the elbow. So you always have that option to get out of a tackle like this if somebody latches on, but it's dangerous. And some of these other techniques will allow you to get out, but maybe not be quite so risky for the attacker. Okay? All right, thanks.